Library Out Loud updates you all about the fun and interesting things going on in the Spokane County Library District. Sponsored by STCU and the Spokane County Library District.
Hello and welcome to Library Out Loud. I'm Jane Baker with the Spokane County Library District, and today I have guest Gwendolyn Haley back again. Hello, Gwendolyn. Thanks for being here today. We're talking about all kinds of things today.
As usual.
Yes. we have no set structure on how this is going to go today, so this will be always a fun and interesting conversation. We're talking about some different programs at the library. There's a lot going on. Before we get too far into it, let's remind everybody that we are open.
Yes.
We are open. We are air conditioned. You are welcome to come in and cool off and take advantage of some of the great things that the library has to offer. So we have that going. Our in-person programs have not started back yet. That's a little tease on what we're going to be talking about soon. But we do have a couple online programs that I want to make sure and mention before we get too far into all these wonderful things we're going to talk about. A couple of them are our SCORE workshop series. This is great for businesses, small businesses. If you think you're going to be starting a business, maybe you're thinking about it, these are always a great workshop series to attend. We have one coming up August 19th, Create a Brand for Your Business. That'll be on Thursday, August 19th. It is online, so just go to scld.org. Along the top, click on the word events. That takes you to our calendar. And from that calendar, you can not only see everything that's going on, but you can also register for these events. So that's Create a Brand for Your Business on Thursday, August 19th. And then on September 16th, which is a Thursday as well, Calculated Risks for Businesses. Good thing to be aware of and to know how to plan for. These are SCORE workshops, so these are usually retired business people who come back and share their knowledge and kind of mentor people. So great programs. They are free. Check them out, scld.org, and go to events. One other one to mention is, Are You Smarter Than a Scam Artist? This is a program about Medicare fraud. It is happening on Wednesday, August 8th. Never mind. Okay. We've already passed that.
Right, but we have programs like that coming up throughout the fall too.
True.
And
lots of Medicare programs, and all our Medicare programs are put on by the long-term, aging and long-term
care of Eastern Washington.
Thank you, Gwendolyn.
You are welcome. No, they're a great resource, because even if you aren't in that age range yourself, you might have a friend or loved one who is, and they have a ton of resources because eventually we're all going to be dealing with the same issues.
Eventually we will, yes. And it's all non-biased help. They're not trying to sell you anything. They're giving you great information. So scld.org, go to events, check out our calendar, and and you can find out more and register. Okay, just wanted to get those out of the way because those are great programs, and wanted to make sure that people, especially businesses thinking on business, know about those programs. Okay. Oh, so many other programs are in the works. So we're talking about fall and how we're going to be moving forward. And we were ready to say we are prepared to have in-person programs back in October.
Yeah, that's the plan.
That is the plan. Our fingers are crossed, and things are subject to change. Let's talk about that a little bit before we get into some of the specific programs.
It's been over a year since we've been able to have an in-person program in the library, and so we miss it. I think our community misses it. Our online programs have been great. It's a great opportunity when we've been doing things online. We just wrapped up a virtual camp, and it's so exciting for the kids to be able to connect and talk with each other and be social. And our online trivia programs have been so much fun. We've been running a monthly one pretty much since last March of 2020, and those have been a lot of fun. I think we have an avatar program coming up, and we'll do one in September and one in October. So you were taking a lot of those things that we've learned about doing online programs and what works and what doesn't, and moving forward with those, because we find that for some people the online programs actually work great because you don't have to leave your house, especially in the evenings. We're continuing with online story time into the fall, which is great, especially if you're a working family. You have time you can have dinner and do story time. You have dinner and get ready for bed and then do story time with us, whatever works for your schedule, but you don't have to leave your home.
And those story times are live.
Yes, they're live over Zoom.
The person on the screen is actually there at the time doing it. So
and it's a chance to connect and interact, and we
Yes.
love doing it. So we're going to continue some of those things. And one of the things we're bringing back in the fall was a very popular program called Building with Books,
Yes.
where we had invited kids to bring their Legos or blocks or whatever other construction toys they have. And we're bringing that back. So it's after schools at 4 o'clock on, I think, on Tuesdays. And we do some stories, and then we encourage the kids to build and share with each other what they've got, what they've built. And it's a great chance to connect and talk. And again, you don't have to pack up the kids and get back over to a building.
Yeah.
You can do it from home. And it was really popular, and we're glad to bring it back in October.
Yes. And that's the one where they get to build something from the story.
Right. We're using the story as our jumping point, and it's a very loose jumping point because some of the kids have great imaginations, and they really love being able to build something and share it with the other kids and the librarians who are leading the program. You do have to register for it. It is over Zoom, and registration's required, but we hope to see you there.
Yeah, that's a great one. So those are still online, but we do want to bring people back, and as it is right now, we are planning for our programs to be in person this fall. Given the headlines that we've been seeing lately, it does give us pause on, okay.
So things could change.
Things could change, and we're being very flexible, and so we're working on a backup plan for if we cannot be back in person. Pretty much a backup plan will be to switch everything over to online. Is that
as
what
much
you're
as
thinking?
possible? We've got a great team of librarians and staff who are working on these programs, and everyone has the word that we're going to try to do it in person, but we're ready to pivot it to online should we need to.
Yes.
So I'm excited to talk about some of the things we have planned. We've got some really great ideas, some fun things coming up in the fall, and
where to start? Well, let's. I know there's one about golf. We have to talk about golf, but before we get to that, I do want to mention the seed libraries.
Yes.
What's happening with the seed libraries? I know the last year and a half has been.
Well, if you remember, we pushed all of our seeds out in the community. We successfully gave away all of the seeds that were in all 5 of our seed library locations out into the community. So that was really exciting and fun to do.
Yeah.
And now is the time, as things are coming to bear fruit, so to speak, that people are going to be collecting the seeds and they can bring them back into the library. We passed out envelopes for folks. So if you got seeds from the library, or if you saved some seeds that you want to share with us, we'll be happy to start taking those back in and restocking our library for next year.
Yeah.
And so we're excited about that. And one caveat is if you're saving seeds, they have to be heirloom variety seeds. They can't be hybrid seeds.
Okay.
Because the hybrid seed doesn't always the seed doesn't always produce exactly the same fruit, but
Sure.
an heirloom variety does.
Yes.
And so that's the difference. And so, but clearly mark on a label what it is that you're bringing, and you can bring it into any one of our libraries that has a seed library, and that's in Spokane Valley, North Spokane, Fairfield, Otis Orchards, Cheney.
Yes, very
got 'em
good.
all.
Also, to help with that, we have a seed saving program with Master Gardener Steve Noakes.
Yes.
He's come and taught this.
Yeah, and he's a bit of a
before.
local celebrity among
Yes.
gardeners because he's very knowledgeable. So we're always excited when he can come and share his expertise with us on how to save seeds.
Yes.
And I think that one is coming up in
October.
October.
October
yeah.
7th, and it is scheduled to be at North Spokane Library at 5:30 p.m.
Yeah.
Master Gardener Steve Noakes. So if you have seeds you'd like to save and donate to the seed library, not sure how to do it, that would be a program to check out.
Absolutely,
Yes,
yeah.
October 7th. North Spokane in person. At this time, that's what we're looking at for that.
Yeah.
So, I did want to mention the seed libraries. I know we had a huge pickup curbside, all the seeds, and they went out. But now it's time to resupply that.
Yeah, and I wanted to add, one of the things that we've learned this last year is how to record our programs and share them later. So that's one thing we want to continue even as we pivot back to doing more in person, is that when possible, if we can record the program and make it available for at least a week afterwards, so that if you miss it, you can still see it.
Yes.
So it's kind of the best of both worlds. You get to
Yes.
see it again or catch it if you missed it the first time around.
Absolutely. And, we have a YouTube channel. We have really beefed up our YouTube channel. All of the programs that we have recorded that we are on YouTube, so you can go back, you can watch all those programs, and you can rewind it and listen again and all those type of things. So check out our YouTube channel, Spokane County Library District, and there's a lot of videos there. So great. So that's, and there's probably more gardening ones there too. But thank you for that update on the seed libraries. I know those of us that garden are always interested in what's going on with that. We're running short of time. We're going to have to take a break here in a couple minutes. But when we come back from the break, we'll talk about golf.
Okay.
And after hours miniature golf. So that's coming up. And also wanted to mention that we have Fiesta in LaBiblioteca coming up. And we'll mention that, but you're going to be back next week. And you're going to have Dana with you, and you're going to be talking about that a lot too. In the meantime, I have so many other programs for us to talk about. So we're going to come back and we're going to zip through them in just a few moments. So we'll be back right after this.
What? You haven't been to the library lately? Stop in today and see that the library is more than books. Spokane County Library District facilities feature on-site technology, including Wi-Fi, computers, and printers, as well as free use of meeting rooms. The Library District offers events and programs for all ages, from story times to career development and employer classes to Social Security workshops. Our staff is well trained and happy to help. Find out more about your library at scld.org.
Welcome back to Library Out Loud. Jane Baker here with Gwendolyn Haley, and we're talking about programs at the Spokane County Library District coming up this fall. A lot of great programs. Let's start talking about them. Miniature golf.
Yeah, we're planning a couple of miniature golf programs in our library, so this is going to be a lot of fun. Think about your standard, mini golf course, but we're setting it up in the shelves and the aisles in our library, and everyone will be able to register in advance, sign up for a specific tee time, and then you'll come in with your group. So that's one thing that we like about this program is we can kind of space people out. It is after hours because it's really hard to run a library while people are trying to play through. So we're excited. We've never done it before, and got a great creative team of librarians who are working and planning on it. So I think it'll be a lot of fun and just a fun evening out for your family and a chance to come back in the library for an in-person program. So we're real hopeful that we're going to be able to do that, and that's planned at the beginning of October.
That sounds like so much fun. Yeah, playing
and
through nonfiction here. This is going to be at North Spokane on October 1st, Spokane Valley on October 15th, and Cheney on November 5th. Yeah, what
so
a
should
fun
be
thing
coming
to
to
do.
a region near you in the county.
And that's all for all ages? Is it like
for
a whole
all
family?
ages.
Oh, what fun.
Good family fun. Yeah.
What fun. Okay, so then Fiesta in LaBiblioteca. Let's talk about that just briefly. Because we're going to have Dana back next week and talk about more of this. But this is very exciting. It's happening at Spokane Valley.
And it'll be both outdoors and indoors.
Oh, really? I didn't know about the
we'll
outdoor.
Have outdoor things going on, and so we'll have a chance for people to come and learn about library services both in Spanish and in English. We're kind of debuting and showing off our newly expanded World Languages collection, which is exciting. It's very visible and welcoming, and we've been working hard and getting feedback from our Spanish-speaking community members about what they like to see in their library. So we'll talk more about it, but we're super excited, and it's been a couple of years in the making to get to this point where we can finally kind of unveil it to the community.
Yeah. It's super exciting, and I know Dana was very excited about it. I can't wait to have her on next week. Join us again for that program. We'll talk to Dana about that. In October, I'm peeking ahead because you have some exciting things scheduled for October. One of them is Spooky Spokane History.
Right, and the duo that does this program for us is called the Ouija Broads, which I love.
I love that too.
But they're going to talk about local history in Spokane and our spooky past. And if you've lived in Spokane a while, you're familiar with there's stories about hauntings here and ghosts there. I think we've all heard something about the Davenport ghost. And so they're going to talk about our spooky history. It's great. it'll be a lot of fun. Great way to learn about your hometown and our
Yes,
community,
yes.
but also maybe get a little bit of a thrill for October and gearing up for the Halloween. So.
That one sounds exciting. That's going to be at North Spokane on Saturday, October.
Yeah, I've marked my calendar.
16th. There's 2 sessions of that. So yeah, I think that's going to be popular. What fun. What fun to see things like that in your hometown. Also, let's see, this one's in October as well. Voting party, questions and cake.
Yes.
You mentioned cake.
Well,
Okay.
yeah, so we're really excited to partner with the League of Women Voters on this, and this is something that they really wanted to do in our community to celebrate the vote, that we get to vote and participate in democracy. And so League of Women Voters is a volunteer organization, and they provide factual, non-biased information about elections and the process. And I think for a lot of people, this last couple of years have raised a lot of questions about how voting works, who gets to vote, how do I register, what does it mean, how are votes counted, all of those kinds of questions. So they're providing their own trained volunteers who've been working in elections as volunteers for years. They have a lot of experience and a lot of knowledge to share. And come and get a piece of cake and ask your questions and find out how voting works in Washington State. You know, we're one of the states that does voting by mail.
Yes.
And there's a lot of discussion about that.
There is.
And we can talk about how that process works and how long we've been doing it in Washington State. And yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of fun because cake.
Yes.
And then also a chance to just really learn something and ask your questions to a knowledgeable expert right there in front of you.
And even if you don't have questions, it's worth it to come for the cake because the fact that we have the ability to vote should be celebrated.
I think so.
Yes. So that we'll cover the cake part. Yes. That sounds like a great time. It'll be at North Spokane on Monday, October 25th, and Spokane Valley on Wednesday, October 27th. Okay, so that switched from voting into zombie escape. Solve the mystery. I read the description of this program. I thought it was a little close to home, but you know, kids love that kind of stuff.
Right.
So apparently the world is gripped by a zombie virus pandemic. But luckily the Zombie Institute lab is on the cusp of a cure. Unfortunately, someone sabotaged the lab. So this is for grades 6 through 12.
Yeah, and it's been a lot of fun. We encourage kids to come in costume if they want. And it's just a fun way to get together and work through a puzzle, solve a mystery, and escape room together. This is a really popular program. We love doing it. And it's one that we can actually pivot to online should we need to. So either way, we did one last year that was just solely online, and it was a lot of fun. But we're really looking forward to being able to be back in person.
Brings in a lot of critical thinking skills.
It really does,
Yeah,
actually.
yeah.
If you've ever done an escape room, you know it's a lot of observation and then connecting things and paying attention. There's usually math. There's usually some kind of math problem, but it's a lot of fun. So, and great chance to work together with a group and do some teamwork.
And then zombies, of course, are perfect for October.
Right, and for Spokane, given our own,
This is
history
true.
with filming.
This is true. What was that show?
Z Nation,
Z
I
Nation,
think,
that's
yeah.
right. And the zombies and okay. That's another episode that we'll have to talk about. We mentioned trivia earlier, but trivia for October is Tim Burton movies.
Yes.
Whoever on your team decided that idea, that's awesome.
I would just say Corinne has been our librarian Corinne is our trivia maven, and she does a great job. And if you haven't been to one of our trivia programs, she does so much work just finding background information. So she's got some really great questions, take a deep dive, wonderful clips to show in between. And she always has some great background details and stories to share with us. So she really is like the host with the most when it comes to these trivia programs.
Yeah, she's done a great job all summer on these. This is a lot of fun. Kudos to her for bringing in the Tim Burton movies for October. We do have a teen service project coming up this fall. This is new. Tell me about this.
Yeah,
one.
we've not done this before, but we were looking in our craft supplies and said we have a lot of fleece. What could we do with this? And we decided that one of the things we know is that there are various organizations locally, like Embrace Washington and also Project Linus, where you can make blankets and then share them and give them to these organizations who will give them to kids in need. And so we thought, what a great way for teens to come together and earn some service hours, learning how to do a fun project, making a Tide fleece blanket, but then also know that those are then going to go to kids who need them, and a way to give back and support our community. So we're excited about that, and to partner with, but also be able to provide some service hours, because a lot of our area schools have a service learning requirement. And so it's a great way to get some volunteer hours in a fun way, doing a fun activity.
That's great. And it's coming up in November, North Spokane and Spokane Valley. So give a lot of opportunities there for kids to join in that one.
Yeah.
It's a great idea, great program. Let's see, also coming up in November, we have a program about Sherlock Holmes coming up.
Yes.
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 Sherlock Holmes has never failed to inspire every generation.
Never goes out of style from the Victorian era until today. No matter what iteration you watch, whether it was the old movies with Basil Rathbone or, more recently with Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yes.
And also, like, I'm a big fan of Elementary, which has Lucy Liu and the other guy.
Yes.
I can't remember his name. But yeah, so really, really great shows, and just a wonderful character. And so we're really looking forward to having this lecture and just kind of learn about the history and all the different iterations and why it captivates us so much.
Yes, yes. And then we're going to do trivia too.
Yes.
Yes. Perfect.
So perfect blend. So you do lecture, and then you'll be all ready to dominate in our trivia program.
There you go. That's perfect. And also our Glowforge. We're going to fire that up again.
Fire it up.
Now, explain what a Glowforge is. Some people
Glowforge is a
don't know.
laser cutter, and it can do some amazing things. And you think about it, it's like the opposite of a printer. Like a 3D printer adds things, and a laser cutter removes them, right?
Perfect.
So it cuts through. And so we're going to do some programs where people can learn how to use the Glowforge and then design an ornament and make one on the Glowforge. They're really cool. If you've not seen something made on a laser cutter, I encourage you to look up Glowforge on YouTube and see what people are making with this. I've seen people make jewelry, and ornaments are kind of an easy, basic thing to do, and it's seasonal, so it'll be a lot of fun.
Seasonal, and it's something to get you started. Yeah.
But it's pretty cool to watch it work.
And
So-
that's going to be at North Spokane in the lab.
right. That's where our Glowforge is living.
Very exciting to have the Glowforge coming back online.
Yeah.
And which makes me want to ask a quick question about what about the 3D printer? Is that going to be online soon?
Yeah, we're planning on bringing that back also in the fall
Perfect.
and get it up and running, making some tweaks. And of course, other things starting up in the fall include our other library of things, should be sometime later this fall available. We're switching to a new system which will allow you to reserve an item when it's available for a specific period of time. So instead of being on a holds list and waiting for it to come to you, you can actually look at the calendar and find when it's available, and know that you're going to have the telescope on this date for a week at a time. And so that's really exciting. Be watching our website for that. Big announcements when it goes live. So.
Yeah, that would be very convenient. That a good upgrade to the software to be able to kind of reserve for the time that works best for you.
Yeah.
And to hear that the Library of Things is going to be coming back
Yes,
online as
and
well.
that includes our sewing machines, and we even have Instant Pots, right? Is just in time to head into soup and chili and stew season. On a hot day like this, is really hard to think about, but come
Yes.
October, I will be ready.
Yes. So, I'm ready. We talked about cake earlier, so I'm already hungry. We didn't get through everything.
No, we didn't. There's so much more, but it'll all be on our website at scld.org.
Yes, scld.org. Can't say it enough. There is a ton of information there. Go to events if you're looking for programs. Check out our catalog. Browse around on that site and see what all we have to offer. It is so much. It is all no charge to county residents, and great stuff there.
Yeah.
So, and unfortunately, we're out of time, but you will be back next week along with Dana. We'll be talking about more
Yes.
programs and more fun and great things at the library.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you.
All right. Until next time on Library Out Loud, I'm Jane Bakio. See you then.